Hi there, beautiful souls. Welcome. Welcome back or welcome to The Hawk and I. My name is Lana Zelinsky, and I work in the spirit dimensions. As always, in all my videos, simply take what resonates, and you're welcome to leave the rest right here. I have had many magical moments with spirit, and I've shared several of my encounters here on the channel. Spirit works relentlessly hard to let us know that they definitely are not gone. Today I had probably one of the most magical experiences working with spirit. As many of you are probably in the same position as I am with some last minute Christmas shopping, I needed to stop at the mall. I needed some wrapping paper, some more tape, and someone special added a few things to their Christmas list, so I was picking up a few extra gifts. And as I'm walking through the mall, I walk past that magical space that many malls have this time of year, a little piece of the North Pole. Santa set up in an area with his helpers, all decked out for Christmas, and the extensive lineup of children waiting their turns to speak with Santa. Now, I couldn't help but just slowly walk past this space. The energy of magic and believing is just so profound and loud. I just needed to slow my pace a little bit and just kind of absorb it. Just absorb that magic. Little children bring such a glorious magic this time of year to the season. And the scenery that was set up there with with Santa and his, his sleigh and the Christmas tree and, his helpers all decked out to help bring this magical moment to children. I just needed to slowly walk past there and absorb some of that. Now, as I was walking near the end of the lineup, I hear this little girl having a discussion very loudly with her mother. She looked to be about 4 or 5 years old. And she says to her mom quite loudly, they probably have been discussing it for a little bit. She says to her mom, "Mommy, Santa needs to deliver this letter to heaven. I don't want to put it in the North Pole mailbox." And that's when I stopped and I simply observed this cute little girl holding a precious letter addressed to heaven. And I knew I needed to help. Somehow I just needed to help. And I waited for spirit. I waited to feel in. I waited for my go-ahead sign. And I was directed by spirit to join the lineup, to get in behind them in line to see Santa. The conversation with Mom and this little girl went back and forth. Mom was trying to explain that the letter will get to heaven if she puts it in the mailbox, Santa's mailbox. And she was continued to be resistant. "Mummy, that mailbox is for letters to the North Pole. I need this letter to go to heaven." And she was becoming quite agitated. And Mom, clearly holding back her own emotions, not sure what to do, not sure how this is going to go. You could just feel it from her. She's holding back her tears. And spirit leaned in. And I had her dad, who passed in September, standing next to me, whispers in my ear, "Ask her about the gingerbread house that says 'Hi, Daddy' on it." So I bent down and simply said hello. And I, gently explained on what I do. I simply said to her, "Do you believe in magic?" And her little face lights up and she says, "Yeah, I believe in magic." And I said to her, I said, "Well, Santa's magic, right?" She smiles. "Yes, Santa's magic." I said, "Santa can bring that letter to heaven." And she looks at her mom and she smiles up, kind of like, see, gives her that look, looks at me and she says, "Well, how do you know that?" I said, "Well, I know that there is a gingerbread house in that letter. And on the gingerbread house, you wrote, 'Hi, Daddy.'" The color from Mom's face just drained. Like, it was like she was like going white now, and I was a little concerned. I thought, "Oh no, I hope Mom doesn't pass out." And this little girl looks at me and she says, "Yes, I did." And I said to her, I said, "I have magic eyes and I have magic ears, and I can see into heaven. And your dad is showing me that gingerbread house with a blue star on it. Mom literally begins to cry, and little Emma says, there is a star in the sky that's just for my dad. And I drew that star and colored it blue, and I taped it to the gingerbread house. And she's clinging this envelope. I need Santa to bring this letter to heaven. So I said to this little cutie pie, I said, well, you know the magic eyes and the magic ears that I talk about? And she nods. I said, it's those magic eyes and magic ears that your dad has. And your dad is showing me what's in that envelope. He's received that already. And she looks at me a little bit uncertain, but I'm still holding it. She says, it needs to go to heaven. So I agreed with her. I thought, okay, let's talk to Santa. Now the lineup has been moving. We're, inch by inch, we're making our way up to the front of the lineup. And I know I'm going to need some help. So I said to Santa's helper, I flagged her over. I got her attention and I flagged her over. And I said to her, little Emma here needs to give a very special letter to Santa. We need Santa's help. It's a special delivery. This letter can't go to the North Pole. It needs to go to heaven. And Santa's helper looked at me with a lot of emotion in her face. And she gives us a half smile. And she says, I'll see what I can do. She goes up and she talks to Santa. Santa's looking over at us. Emma gets her turn. She sits beside Santa on a jumbo red chair. And she's talking to Santa about her special delivery. So Santa, bless him, starts talking to her about magic, about believing, and reinserts that piece, that magic piece, reinstilling it. And I'm looking at Emma sat there beside Santa, holding on to her letter. And I can see her dad in the spirit dimensions standing next to her with his hand on her shoulder. And Santa says, always talk to the stars. Every inch of me was covered in those spiritual goosebumps. Mom looked at me and she says, I don't know who you are, but you help bring a Christmas miracle. And I smiled at her and I told her who I am. And I said, this is how you can find me if you'd like to talk. I'm going to leave you in this moment. I'm going to leave you in this magic. And as I stepped away, little Emma screeches, hey, Santa has magic eyes too. It was just so profound. It was just so profound. Did Santa do a little bit of channeling from the spirit dimensions? It's a very odd thing to say. How did he know about that star? Most Santas would, ho, 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 and what do you want for Christmas? Santa channeled. I'm convinced of it. I'm convinced that Dad in the spirit dimensions was helping Santa. Santa wasn't quite sure what was going on. But he felt into the spirit dimensions, and whether or not he had an understanding of that, I don't know. I didn't hang out long enough to question Santa. The lineup of kids waiting, I thought it's time to go. There is so much magic around us. The spirit dimensions bring an incredible gift an incredible gift of magic. You just have to lean in a little bit and sometimes take a look with your special eyes and your special ears. I do hope that you enjoyed this story today. It touched my heart in a deeper way. As always, love, light, blessings, and a spirit-guided day.